Recently, two protests occurred within a week outside the State Library. A protest against the rising cost of uni fees took place on the 17th March, while the LGBT marriage equality protest was held on the 20th. The LGBT marriage equality protest took place with a more colourful but mellowed crowd. There were 5 guest speakers and a performance by singer Greg Gold. Australia still remains one of the few Western nations with a majority English-speaking population that still hasn't legalized gay marriage yet.
How do you know your kids are straight? 1, 2, 3, 4! Smash the homophobic law! 5!
Apart from the uni fees and marriage equality protests that occurred in March, other significant protests in 2017 was the No Homeless Ban protest in February, the upcoming second round of uni fees protests on the 31st of May, and World Refugee Day on the 20th of June.
I like it. Love conquers all.
The various outcomes of different protests poses a question as to whether protests in Melbourne are truly effective or not, and if there are other factors at play.
We need to keep up that broken record. We need to be as annoying as we possibly can, so we ring in the ears of every single one of those politicians that have opposed marriage equality and that try to get in the way of our equal rights. So I think it's great that there's so many people here today. It's fantastic that even though we're coming out and asking for the same thing time and time again, this is exactly what is needed to see equality in law in Australia. So
I think it's pretty out of place for a country like ours, being so young and so progressive on other issues, not to be progressive on this particular issue. I honestly don't know why, because it's so odd for us to be so lagging behind every other, Western nation on this issue.
I think it's a problem with the government. A poll said roughly, about 80% or more of the population support equal marriage, and yet they can't get it to the parliament. Even most of the parliament support it, so there's obviously something fundamentally wrong with what's going on in parliament. It's ridiculous that, a small group of people can block this from, becoming law or whatever.
Too many excuses. I'm so sick of the excuses. There's no reason why they can't make this happen. So I don't know why we're the last, because in a lot of ways we're not the last. We tend to follow what Americans do. So I was hoping when we got marriage equality in America that we would follow suit, and it's the gap is getting much wider.
I think because we're one of only a handful of countries that actually changed the Marriage Act to discriminate. Before 2004, there wasn't anything to say that LGBTI people can't get married. So they changed the law in 2004, and so we've been fighting against it ever since. And it's become a battle, and it's become something that they've been very strong on saying no, 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 no. So it means that we need to ramp up our fight to really put the pressure on them to change that law. And we'll force them if we have to.
Well, I think they are effective in that they can create change, so they can create people to think about the change. But I haven't really seen that many examples where they actually work.
I think they do, and also I think they're needed because it shows people that they may not initially think they have something to stand up for that they can stand up for, and then obviously a process would also involve people sharing the same view, coming all together and really showing their strength in that same view.
I don't really think they really work anymore because we've kind of got a platform of social media and media in general where we don't really have to listen to people on the street as much to find out things, because it's all around us all the time, in our hands, on our computer screens, on our TVs. We can get information from pretty much anywhere. So protests used to be for raising awareness for a particular issue, but these issues have been continuously an issue for quite some time now, and they haven't really progressed anywhere. The whole issue of gay marriage. You've got an extremely conservative country like America that's got gay marriage legalized in almost all of its states, and we, Australia, as a progressive society, still haven't got that anywhere at this point. I think we should use social media as a bigger platform probably, because it's probably one of the most influential things that we have in our current day society.